What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of F122, my team career mode, episode number 11 today for the Austrian Grand Prix then in Season 1. If you guys did miss the previous episode of the British Grand Prix, definitely be sure to go check that one out before you see this one. It was an entertaining episode until, unfortunately, spoiler alert, we had a mechanical DNF in the race, but definitely be sure to go check that one out to see all the action that we had. It was an incredible race, I must say, even though we had 8 or 9 laps of running. Still great to race around the Silverstone circuit, but that's cost us a bit of points. But anyways, coming then into the Austrian Grand Prix, we need to take another engine component then, and we did get a durability upgrade, but there's a short time between Austria and Silverstone, Silverstone and Austria. That is my fault. But anyways, then we have a bit of upgrades. We're just gonna strap on one of those durability upgrades. That's such a big discount as well, so we aren't gonna do that. And anyways, then looking through the upgrades again, no upgrades then for the Austrian Grand Prix. Short time between, not much time then to do activities or really upgrade any other facilities. So doing some reaction training to help Teo Pocher with his, I think, his awareness and his focus. But yeah, you can see there, I think it's the MGUK or something, MGUK or MGUH, one of the two, was significantly blown up to 99%. So we have to take it out and put a new one in then. Scrolling through the menus then, and advancing time then, we are now ready then for the Pirelli Hot Lap, which we will choose autocross and using the Ferrari Roma around the Red Bull Ring. 47 gates to complete in 96 seconds. Let's see what we can do, and away we go then. Nice run then as we now make our way towards turns 2 and 3 here. First section did pretty decent, I would say, pretty flat out, but now this is where it's going to start getting a little trickier. Down the gears, down to second gear here. Probably going a little too slow for my liking down to the first here. Probably going to take that a little quicker there. We get on the power nice and early as we now make our way down towards turn 4 and down the other straight. There are 3 straights obviously here at the Red Bull Ring, so I'm hoping that in the race we can get the DRS, because those 3 DRS zones can really help us to pull away from other guys. But anyways, back to the Pirelli Hot Lap here. We are still making our way through the gates. Yeah, the Ferrari Roma feeling pretty decent, I must say. It's not feeling terrible. It's actually pretty nimble around the corners, although that's not saying too much, as the supercars are just not very nimble at all. And anyways, then coming into the heart of Sector 2 through these long left-handers here in these F1 cars, you can almost take it flat. I have to lift off there just to square up. But in these supercars, you really need to brake and set your line dead right here. Touching the grass there a little bit, getting a decent run through there, applying the power as early as we can, and getting through the gates as quickly as we possibly can here. Now making our way then towards the final sector here. We have only 24 more seconds left until the goal time is out of reach. We have a good run through there. We get a bit of understeer though through there. Let's see if we complete these last 8 gates as quickly as we can. We get one there, into the final corner. We go down to second gear, up to third gear, get on the power nice and early, apply the power as much as we can here. Down the main straight we go, and across the line. Another goal for us, only by 2.5 seconds though this time, but it is still worth it then. Anyways, it's a great Pirelli Hot Lap for us. That's another 1,000 to claim we can get, and another $100,000 in cash that would be crucial for us then, as we try to gain the acclaim levels and obviously get more cash for us to spend on our facilities. But anyways, let's now head to a quick practice FP1 here, doing the practice programs as quickly as we can. Today is a sprint weekend, so it is only FP1 now, and then we are on to qualifying, and FP2 will be quote-unquote tomorrow in game here. Let's see if we can get all these discounts. Can we get this objective one? Can we get this done in one swoop? Yes, we can. Can we get this final one here? Actually, we're going to go skip over to the good fuel saving just so we can get the resource points we need. And if we go back, we're going to look around for one more time. There's no time for there. And I think that'll be it. Alrighty then, here we are for qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix here. Actually, it's for the sprint qualifying here, as we determined to see who is going to be starting first for the sprint race. Getting our car set up and draining the fuel here to the minimum so we can get out with the latest car here. As we now make our way towards turn 1, you're taking it nice and easy here. Don't want to ruin the car in the first corner here. The car around this lap actually didn't feel as smooth as I thought. It did feel a little stiff here. Maybe I have to make some adjustments to the cars, and now make our way towards turn 3 here, down to second gear, clip that apex, up to third gear. Very easy to lose the car here. Just not driving the best at all though, unfortunately here. Probably could have taken that one a little more aggressively as you now make our way towards turn 4 here. Downhill braking down to 3rd gear. Clip that apex, get a good run through here, up to 4th gear, get on the power nice and early now towards the long left-handers of turn 5 and 6, 6 and 7, not sure. I think turn 6 here, turn 7 coming up next here. As you can see, fast laps are starting to be pumped in here. As you go very wide there, dipping a tire into the gravel there, nearly getting a big snap of oversteer there. And losing the back end of the car, somehow managing to keep it intact here. Down to 6th gear, missed that apex a little bit, have to go very wide there. Down to 4th gear, we missed the apex even more. We go even wider than before. DRS wide open as we cross the line now. A messy lap from us, and not surprisingly, that sees us in dead last at the moment. And unfortunately, my fears were correct. As you can see, the time's coming in, and we are last by quite some margin. Tail Pocher is up there, though, in P18, so maybe our car really isn't as great as we thought around Austria, but there is a lot of time to be found on the table here as we now skip our way towards the end of the session here. Now people are going to start to get back out on the track. We definitely need to get back out onto the track here as we now look to watch our second hot lap here, making our way then up towards turn 3. We are behind another car here. I think that's Fernando Alonso in there in the Alpine, giving us a nice distant tow here as we now make our way down towards turn 4 here. Up here on the Delta here, Alonso, please get out of the way as quick as you can. We use him as a tow here. Now into turn 4 we go. Alonso, though, for some reason sends it up the inside. There's contact between us here, between Alonso and us for some reason. Don't know what Alonso was thinking. Maybe he thought the gap was open. I don't know why, though, he decided to go for that. He was on a cool down lap. He was getting ready for his hot lap. I was on a flying lap here. And, I mean, he just ruined both of our laps here. As now we have some significant floor damage, according to Mark here. And now we need to try and make sure that we can improve our time here. As we come into the final 2 quarters, you can definitely see it's affecting us quite a lot here. That second quarter was a lot better, though. But that first quarter, we were running a lot wider there. As you can see, only up to P14 at the moment. We have to go again for a second run here. As we now make our way through the first corner here. Having to go over that curve here. Getting an exceeding track limits warning there. Just checking on the damage just to make sure we haven't sustained any more damage. As we now make our way towards turn 3 here. We're right into the first quarter here. Sorry, the third quarter, I should say. It was momentarily green there, but we went way too deep on the brakes, and now we're just losing even more time as we now make our way towards turn 4 here. We did make a bit of contact here, so hopefully we can make up to time, even with the damage floor here. Down to 3rd gear, hit that apex, get on the power as early as we can here, and now making our way towards turn 6 here. The long left-hander here. This is where going to cause good struggle the most, and you can clearly see that we are struggling to put the power down, struggling to get the car turned in general. As you can see, just a wash of understeer we're getting here. Into the gravel we go, and we just about hang on to that. Oh, now with a bit of wing damage there for good measure, as now people start to go through and complete their laps. Qualifying is not complete. The checkered flag is falling. We're just going to drive to the line then. Fortunately, I think that will see us out of Q1 here, as we're already down to P15 here. And with more people to set lap times and the track only just getting better, I do think that that'll be the end of qualifying as we do cross the line here. And unfortunately, that will see us only in P18 then for the sprint tomorrow. Not really the result that we wanted, but I mean, I don't know what Alonso was doing. Remember, I don't know what he was doing. Again, he may have seen the gap there and decided to go for it. Didn't really make much more sense there. Tail Pocher did not improve really his position here. Still remains in P20, which is unfortunate for him, as we now look to try to complete practice number 2 here. Actually, remember, only 2 practices in the sprint qualifying format here. Let's see if we can get these 2 discounts. Yes, we can. Now let's see if we can get the 75 resource points. No, we cannot on the first try. Let's see if we can get on the second try here. How about now? No, we cannot again. This thing is pissing me off here. Can we get a 3rd time lucky? Yes, we can here. Let's focus on the resource points first. We want to focus on the resource points. We can worry about the discounts later. We get that one. We have to get this one before we can unlock the resource points. And luckily, it does manage to go through. We got 1 chance to make this work. Can we make this work in time? Yes, we can here. Don't have much time left on our hands here. Is there anything else that we could possibly do in time? I don't think so, which is obviously a little unfortunate, but so at least we got the maximum amount of resource points we needed to further upgrade our cars. So now let's take a look and see how many resource points we've claimed in total and the discounts that we have. 225 for table shares, 675 for us, 900 total ones, bring us to 2,602 resource points. Good hollow points here. Now we need to focus on the sprint here from P18 on the grid. Let's hope that we can push ourselves into the top 10 here somehow. and put ourselves in a better position for tomorrow's race and score some points potentially.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. A very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Russell, Norris, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso and Kevin Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Bottas, Esteban Ocon and Gasly, Tsunoda, Joe, Alex Albon and Gallagher, Vettel, Teo Porcher, Stroll and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We will soon find out.
Anyways then, here we are. It is time for the Austrian Grand Prix sprint here at the Red Bull Ring. 12 laps, I think so, I think 12 laps to decide what the grid order will be then for tomorrow's race. In terms of strategy, is there any strategy for a sprint here? There is no strategy, just a straight no stop here, no pit stop really needed here. And according to Mark, no rain currently expected here. Should be an interesting one. Anyways, lining up to the grid then, have the medium tires shut down. I was thinking of the soft tires, but it'd be too risky. Anyways, making the final preparations then, trying to line up the car as best as we can. Not the greatest parking spot, I'll admit. It's a green, but we still managed to park the car well. We line up in 18th, Pocher in 20th place. As here we go then to 5 red lights for the Austrian Grand Prix sprint. And it's lights out, and we are green here at the Red Bull Ring. Not the greatest start, I'll admit, as we get jumped there by Vettel. Even our teammate and Stroll getting it, or sorry, Latifi getting in on the action as well. Luckily, managed to find a space around the outside. Have to go over the bump a little bit. Get a massive snap of oversteer there as we try to plant the power as quickly as we possibly could there. But yeah, had to take some avoiding action there, and really in the process of doing that, losing a lot of positions up towards Joe, sending it up the inside. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but like 5 cars nearly making contact there with Joe Guan Yu. Not really getting the best turn there. The car very reluctant to turn in for some reason. But luckily, do manage to get away with it. Joe Guan Yu, Alex Albon looking to try and get past us, using plenty of overtake though to boost our way past them and move our way then up into P16. And up ahead is Esteban Ocon there in the Alpine, and also behind the Avatar Yuki as Joe Guan Yu goes up the inside. There's a bit of contact there, as you can clearly see here. And Mark confirming that we do have a bit of underbody damage after that contact with Joe Guan Yu. Don't know what he was really thinking there, but now we got a good run on him as we now make our way towards the right-hander on the inside. Later on the brakes, get the car to go a little bit wide, though Joe Guan Yu does try to come back. Luckily, we managed to hold position here and maintain our P16, losing a bit of time in the process though, as Ocon's already at 1.7 seconds ahead of us. But we should have made some ground on them, as I see some fighting up ahead here. Not what you want to do around the Red Bull Ring, because it's very easy to lose time around this circuit here, as we now make our way up towards turn 3. Let's see what's going to happen here as we now come into the right-hander. You can see there's still more squabbling here, and they are starting to hold each other up here. I'm thinking of a move here on Ocon, using a bit of battery power, now using a lot of battery, actually draining it as we make our way down towards turn 4 here. Ocon's going to defend the inside line. Let's think of going around the outside. Not really a place we'd overtake though, unfortunately. And we have to settle, unfortunately, for P16 at the moment. But we could pick him off if we have the opportunity, as Schumacher goes down the inside of Tsunoda, takes P13 here. Let's see if we can make up a couple positions here as we now try to get past Ocon here. This is probably our best chance to get past him here as we now make our way into the right-hander here on the inside. Same as we did to Joe Guan Yu, giving a bit of space though this time around. And we do manage to take P15. Now we got Tsunoda next on our list here as we try to make our way up the order here. DRS is now enabled as we now make our way into turn 1 here. We have a good run on him as we have the DRS behind. No snap of oversteer though, unfortunately. He's going to make it work a bit harder here. He's now pulled to the outside here. Give me a drag race between us two here to now make our way towards the right-hander here. Switches the right now, going back to the left here on the outside. Can we make this work? Sonoda gives us the room. We do have the momentum around the outside. Get a bit of a snap of oversteer though. That's going to allow Sonoda to get right back here. Not a lot of battery to use either here, as we pretty much drained it on the way down towards turn 4 here. Sonoda on the outside, us on the inside. Sonoda tries to squeeze us out, and eventually he does succeed here. But it's alright. Let's keep our head down here as we now make our way into the left-hander here. Still tucked up behind Sonoda here. However, we got a good run on him. Let's see if we can try to make a move just like we did to Ocon and Joe through that left-hander, that's a right-hander I should say here. If we really make contact here, having to lift off a little bit just to make sure that we don't make contact with him. Into the right-hander, down the inside. It was 3 wide there momentarily as Ocon thought of making it 3 wide. It was a better move though. Green flags, yellow flags behind though. Wonder who's crashed and wonder who's retiring here. Maybe it's because of that incident of Ocon diving down the inside here. We'll go and find out as nope, it's Nicholas Gotifi. Of all the people, it's the GOAT that retires. They'll have to see it. Anyways, now we settle into P14 in this race here. We are behind the other half of Mick Schumacher, and it's going to take us to lap 7 here. And Schumacher has overtaken Gasly as they now start to pull away a little bit here. And now let's see if we can join in on the action as well. Gasly, he's not that fast in the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri, for some reason in this game, or at least in my save, it's not looking very quick. And I don't think they're upgrading a lot, which is kind of contributing to the reasons why they are so slow and why we're beating them a lot. And why you often see Gasly towards the back of the grid. You can see draining the back here, trying to get into the DRs, and it's actually paid off really well for us. But we go a little bit wide there. Not the most ideal thing we need here. But we still somehow managed to get the DRS here. I think maybe Gasly has DRS off Schumacher. I'm not 100%. I think he does here. As we don't seem to be catching him through the corners or on the straights here. But I think we do have the pace and the confidence to get him somewhere here. It's not going to be here though on lap 8, as he's a little bit too far ahead for us to make a dive bomb here. As we come into the right-hander. Yeah, nothing really much here. The car a little reluctant, I will admit, to turn through the low-speed corners here. To still try and attempt to get past Gasly here. But I don't think we'll be able to do that in the next couple laps. It might come down to the last lap of the Grand Prix here. And if so, I will have to save a bit of battery here. As you can see, not really the best with DRS, just over 20% here. Not really what you want to have when you're trying to overtake someone like Gasly. But I think we'll just find a way through it. In terms of other ones, I think the top has relatively stayed the same, of course, with these sprint formats. Remember, I told you that there will be no replays, so it's just mainly following us. In the main race, though, there will be a lot of replays and a lot of onboard actions to check. But let's see if we can now get Gasly here. We're actually a lot closer, and he does not have DRS off the Haas of Mick Schumacher. Schumacher has dropped him a lot. And now let's see if we can pick him off here. Got a bit of a snap of oversteer there now. And let's see if we can get past him. Overtake TRS wide open. He's going to defend the inside line. But I don't think that will matter here. As he gives us a big squeeze though. We're going to squeeze him right back to the inside. Goes down the inside. But we get a beautiful switchback move. Force him wide. Get on the power nice and early. Open the DRS. And now that'll set us up for a very nice P13. As we now try to chase down the Haas of Mick Schumacher. As we come into the final 2 laps then of the Austrian Grand Prix sprint, we have not managed to catch Mick Schumacher. In fact, he's actually dropped us by about a second, I would say, as he's being carried there by Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo. But we have dropped Gasly as there are yellow flags up ahead. Wonder who that's for here. I think maybe one of the front runners are retired. I'm not 100% sure here. They'll come onto this straight here. It's Hamilton that's out of the Grand Prix here. That's another free position for us. That pushes us up into P12 here. Big disappointment there for the Brit. I'm not sure where exactly he was. I think he was like up in the top 5 maybe. I'm not 100% sure here. But that is a bit of a shame for the arguably one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT in Formula 1. It is well up for debate. I'm not going to try to spark one here. Anyways then, let's see if we can finish this Austrian Grand Prix. Very strong here. 2 seconds ahead of Gasly. 2.5 behind Schumacher. Kind of in a no man's land right now. As we come into the final couple of corners, using a lot of curb, I'll admit here. Maybe extending track limits. As we see Verstappen, he's into the pits here. I think he may have got a bit of front wing damage, which is very interesting. Where would he got there? Maybe he fought with his teammate or something. But anyways, That's going to elevate us up to another position here. That's going to get us up to P11 here. We're getting closer and closer to the points. This is working beautifully, Jordan. This is all part of the great master plan here as we nearly bend it straight into the wall there. Not something that was not part of the master plan. I'll admit that here. As you can see, we're losing a lot of time here. The AI for some reason like to dump the battery a lot on the final lap, which I guess that makes sense. But it comes to a point where it's very, very unrealistic. Like you can see, Gasly is already nearly, he's nearly clawed back a second here. Now, of course, a part of that was because we nearly binned it in the wall here, and that we don't have a lot of ERS to use. But like, come on. Anyways, Charles Leclerc wins the sprint here. He will take pole position for tomorrow's race. Everyone else, I'm not sure where everyone else really finished here. We don't care about them. We only care about us. We come across the line and take P11 here in the Austrian Grand Prix sprint. Not a bad start. Not a bad start, I'll admit. We did get a bit of help though from Verstappen and Hamilton. Hamilton retiring, and then Verstappen pitting there. I'm assuming for front wing damage. Otherwise, maybe his tire was just extremely that bad. Although that just wouldn't be very realistic, would it? Anyways, we can see here getting some XP from completing laps there. And it's a 1-2 for Ferrari. Perez rounds at the top 3. Then you have Russell in 4th. You see Pocher there down in 16th. Not a terrible position. Let's see if we can build off it for tomorrow's race. Let's go to the grid.
Welcome to the beautiful Styrian Mountains for another chapter in the story of the Austrian Grand Prix. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 meters above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of around 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Norris, Daniel Ricciardo and Magnussen, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Bottas and Mick Schumacher, Gallagher, Gasly, Esteban Ocon and Joe, Vettel, Teo Porcher, Alex Albon and Max Verstappen, Stroll, Tsunoda, Hamilton and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Alright then, it is time for the actual race itself here at the Red Bull Ring here. And in terms of strategy for today's race, it is going to be a one-stop here from the mediums to the hard compounded tires. Let's hope that this can be a good race for us. I am confident that we do have the pace around this circuit here. Even though we didn't really show it towards the latter stages of yesterday's sprint, I still think we have the confidence in our car put it in a very good points pay position. We are out just outside the points in P11 here, as we are now lining up to the grid here, tucked up behind Mick Schumacher in the Haas. Everyone, I think, is pretty much starting on the medium compound. I think everyone. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, burning out the tires just to make sure that they are nice and toasty as we light up towards the grid. And this time it is a purple, and we did angle it ever so slightly to the right, just so we can make sure that we can have a good look towards turn 1 as everyone starts to light up and the lights come on as we go to 5 red lights for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's lights out and we are green here at the Red Bull Ring. It's a decent start for us, not the greatest start. They're getting a bit of wheel spin there. Gasly and Ocon, the two Frenchmen trying to come on our inside. We're going to go around the outside, find the space here. Bottas gives us the room here. We do go around the outside of Mick Schumacher there, but I think Schumacher's got the better one. We lift off on purpose just so he can go through, and now we can nip up the inside of pretty much almost everyone here into this record. Making a bit of contact there though with Fernando Alonso. Not the cleanest overtake, I'll admit.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
At least Mark confirms we don't have a bunch of wing damage here. It's now come down towards turn 4. Let's take a look at the top here. You got Sergio Perez leading the way then from Charles Leclerc here. Then comes Lando Norris and George Russell in the top 4 then. Norris running in a podium position. Very nice. Ricardo 5th, Madison 6th, Sainz 7th. There's us, Bottas, Schumacher, and Alonso going wheel to wheel here. Gasly now picks him off as well. Ocon's in 13th. Pocher has moved up to 14th. Joe's in 15th. Verstappen is he's down. Now he's back in 16th place here. And we got Valtteri Bottas coming into the pits there as they nearly run straight into the back of him. That is going to completely separate them from the rest of this back here. And I must admit, that is one of the weird ones. You can see a bit of carbon fiber there being flown about there as you now join Fernando Alonso's POV there for a little bit here. As George Russell is now under a bit of pressure from Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. You can see the Ferrari has a superior straight line speed as they make their way up towards turn 3 there. But, oh my word, what is Russell doing? He went up straight up the inside, turned defense into attack. As you can see, our teammate Teo Boucher fighting against Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri there. And behind, you can see a bit more action here as both Verstappen and Hamilton not having the greatest starts limit, but they need to play the patient game and get up there as quick as they possibly can. Verstappen running though in 13th, not a terrible position at the moment here. And I think with the pace that he's got and the car that he has, I think we should see him get up to the top pretty soon here. And it still remains quite simple at the top though. Lando, you might notice the gap though. He started to drop there from Charles Leclerc. Now Carlos Sainz gets ahead, but then we can see a bit of we just caught it there pretty much as we have a Haas coming into the pits, but Verstappen runs straight into the Haas. What did I say? That is a huge problem with that pit lane entry, and that's going to cause the safety car to come out. To no surprise here, up to P7 at the moment. But yeah, what was that? What was Verstappen thinking? That was interesting to see at least. And now the safety cars come out, and it's time to catch up to the KO, and we'll go under safety car for a little bit. As you know, make our way towards the KO. You can see Russell has now pit here. I wonder what that's going to be about here, as Leclerc is now out of the race. That's not a good sign for the Ferrari team, as apparently maybe his throttle got stuck. I don't know. Anyways, then we're going a little wide there, and nearly lose the back end, losing it under safety car. Not the greatest thing in the world, but yeah, we move on from there, and we're trying to catch up to the KO as fast as possible. You can see the KO is just up there. We are leading Alonso here, and let's see if we can get up to this as quick as we can. Sorry for the bit of a pause there. Just trying to get my words back with this already very, very crazy Austrian Grand Prix here as we make our way to the KO, and now we set ourselves up. Perez now leads the way. Norris and Ricardo are P2 and P3. I think one of them is on the soft. I think Ricardo is on the soft compound tires. Then comes Sainz in 4th, us 5th, Alonso 6th, Joe 7th, Ocon 8th. Pocher is now running in the points at P9. Vettel's in 10th, but he's got a 5-second time penalty. Stroll's in 11th, Latifi in 12th, Hamilton in 13th, Albon in 14th, Russell, Magnussen, Gasly, Bottas, and Schumacher round out this order so far here. As you can see, the Aston Martin Vantage F1 safety car driving around. Bernd Mailander probably just having a nice Sunday drive. You're probably wondering why he's needed to come out here. But yeah, interesting first part of the race, I would say. First sixth of the race. Pretty interesting as we now all weave about and make our way. As you can see, everyone is pretty much just about joining the queue here. I think we just need 2 more cars. I think we just need Bottas and Schumacher to join the train, and then we should be fine here. But yeah, interesting stuff. We now run in P5 then. That's the highest we've run in a race, I think, ever in this save here. And Pocher is running in 9th. I think the petition tab now is just to red flag this race, and then, you know, take 12 points for us, suspend the race, you know, just kill the race in general. I'd easily take these 12 points in total for our team, but there's no such thing as a red flag, unfortunately, in the F1 games yet. Hopefully in the near future, something will happen, as we now the safety car is coming to an end here as everyone is now bunched up and ready to go racing once again here as we now make our way through the long left-hander here and now looking to get back to racing speeds again here. Yep, Ricardo is on the soft compounded tires. We are on the mediums and really?
Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature. Remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Okay, so I was just being silent there.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of it.
But literally, as soon as we got back control from the AI, our rear wing is broken. We have no DRS. Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff, team. Anyways, back to green flag racing. We must go here. Still tucked up behind the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, using a lot of battery here. And there is confirmation from Mark that we do have a broken rear wing at the moment. Yeah, try saying rear wing 5 times really fast. I bet you're going to slip over that a lot. Anyways, then coming down towards the right-hander of turn 4 here. Down the gears, down to the third. Clip that apex, get a good run through here. The car actually not feeling this too bad in this stage of the race, but you can clearly see that Sainz is loving life up there. He's already pressurized Daniel Ricciardo to the extreme. You're nearly going wide there, nearly bending it straight into the gravel there. As we now make our way into the final 2 corners, then using a bit more battery just to stay within touch here. Sainz tries to go up the inside. That's going to cost them a lot of time. Not the most ideal scenario we need here. As Sainz gets shoved down. Can we have a good run and use the overtake button? He gives space on the outside. We're going to squeeze him to the inside. Sainz goes on the inside. He takes too much curve. Look at him slide away. We just about managed to get away with it. I don't know how we managed to save that there, but that's a lot of momentum lost for the Spanish here. Now that means Alonso is up to P5. We're up to P4 now. The 2 Aston Martins are now fighting here. Porsche is looking for a double overtake here on Carlos Sainz. You'll love to see it here. Can Porsche get the drive? No, he cannot. Unfortunately, the 2 Williams are now going side by side here. And Russell and Hamilton are both down there, which is not a great sight then for the team from Silverstone from the UK. Don't know exactly where they're based off of. Don't judge me. Anyways then, moving on from lap 8 on towards lap 9, then the next lap here as we now come into the right-hander here as we go, and I don't know why he's asking for a strategy change as the safety car, another safety car is deployed. Probably because of high amounts of debris on the track. Don't know who was messing around. Don't know what happened. But yeah, that kind of settles down the race here. As, yeah, you can see we are now up in P3 of this race. Incredible scenes because Ricciardo has pit, and now look at this. Perez is now pitting for what I'm presuming is wing damage or something along the lines. That means we're now up to P2. We're running in that podium position in this car. Man, I never thought I'd say that. We are running in a podium position with this piece of garbage that we have. Incredible scenes. As we now tuck up behind Lando Norris here, we're going to give back control to the AI, I'm presuming in a little bit here, as we should get ready to start the broadcast safety car in just a little bit. I think we have to wait a little bit until we get closer to Lando, or once we have a little more cars in the train here as we now make our way. We're trying to burn off a little bit of fuel here. I did not realize we were going to get these many safety cars. You can see we're 2 laps over. If we had this many safety cars towards the end, I mean, literally, we're going to be like 10 laps over fuel. Not ideal. As the AI now finally takes control, and we can sit back and relax as we... Again, let's go through the order once again. You got us in second, Lando leading the way. Alonso is running in a podium in P3. Ocon in P4. Sainz P5. Porsche, he's in P6. I'm telling you, somebody cancel this race. Let's take a free. What is it? 18 for second place. And then 8 for, you know, 6th place. Let's take a free 26 points. I'll take that any day. Hamilton's in 7th. Stroll's in 8th. Vettel's in 9th. But he still has that 5-second time penalty. Albon is running in the points in 10th. Latifi is on the cusp in 11th place. Perez in 12th. Ricciardo 13th. Gasly 14th. Magnussen, Joe, Mick Schumacher, Russell, and Bottas round out this order. As you can see, the others slowly starting to make their way towards this big train here. But yeah, second safety car. Not a lot of racing laps. Not great, not terrible, I'll admit. I take this any day. But yeah, this is some very, very interesting scenes, to say the least here. As we watch John Burnmeilander driving around the Aston Martin safety car. Once again, I'm surprised that we are complaining that he's going too slow. Just seems a little unrealistic here. As we now move on to lap 11 then. And we are nearing our pit window from the medium to the hard compounded tires. I was thinking of actually bailing into the pit to try to put on this hard set of hard tires to try to stretch to the end of the race. But I think 27 laps would just be a bit too much for those hard tires to do, especially if we're trying to push and hold on to this podium position here. Yeah, we're trying to hold on for a podium. I mean, I never really thought I'd say that this early in season 1. Is now moved on to lap 12. The safety car is going to be ending this lap. Lando will lead the lane. We are going to be tucked up right behind him and hoping to have a good run on him down towards turn 1 and turn 3 as well. I don't want to overtake him necessarily because, well, I don't want to be the one that's leading the pack. Plus, I don't think we have the pace to pull away from Lando Norris. I don't think so. As you can clearly see, we have so much fuel. And then actually cranking the wheel back and forth, giving Lando a good amount of space here, just so we can get a good run in as Lando waits to go here. Let's see when he'll bail. Looks like he's going to bail now here as he comes into the final corner here. What is this about? Our heads-up display just popped up. Maybe potentially some damage there, as we did run over that curb a bit aggressively. We are using a lot of curb here, I will admit, guys. Now come down towards turns 2 and turn 3 here. Having good running, using a bit of ERS here. Lando's got a good straight line speed, so no need to maybe make a late dive bomb. Wasn't planning on it anyways. Alonso in third, a bit farther behind us here, and that will be settled for now. As, well, Mark confirms that we do have some underbody damage, so that's a bit unfortunate as we now watch on to see Perez down there in P12, Ricciardo down there in P13. I'm assuming Ricciardo is going to do a 2-stop potentially as we see Perez. Can he make a move up the inside? Oh, he's going to go for the move here on Nicholas Latifi. Latifi gets kind of hung out there though, unfortunately to dry there. And Perez is now up into P11. Then Ricciardo, I didn't see what time, maybe on the hard, I couldn't tell. Here, as you can see up ahead, Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon going side by side, and then Hamilton and Pourchaire going side by side here. Our teammate Pourchaire going side by side with the 7-time world champion. You'll love to see it. As up ahead, again, we see Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon trying to squabble for P4 here, as there's a big snap of oversteer then, and it's 3 wide there. What a spectacular sight. It's Gasly, Schumacher, Latifi, and Joe all fighting for the same bit of road here as Hamilton is now overtaken by Stroll. Not the most ideal, as now he's being double overtaken as Perez steams up the inside here. He's quickly making some moves to try and get back up to the top once again here. He's going to have a massive undercut on us, but he's going to have much older tires into the second phase of the Grand Prix. Of course, if there is no safety car, as you can now see, Schumacher and Gasly battling then for P13 as Hamilton does get back ahead of Lance Stroll here. But yeah, things are very interesting to say the least around the circuit, as there's a lot of action going on around here. But if you look up ahead, we're only 1.2 seconds behind Lando. Not a terrible thing. As you can see, Ricciardo now, and yes, he is on the medium tire, so that is confirming he's doing a 2-stop here as Stroll is coming into the pits, nearly hits, and there's a bit of carbon fiber, I think. Oh, no, oh, great. Ricciardo has hit Sebastian Vettel. Again, that pit entry is like the scene of like so many crimes here. As you see, Daniel, though, steaming it up the inside here into the right-handed, though. Does not have the grip here. It actually gets caught out. But let's see if Albon will have a good run on him. DRS is enabled this lap here. Vettel blocks off Daniel Ricciardo, and that pretty much allows Albon to get through. We'll get back to that in a second as Ocon and Sainz are still fighting there for P4 then. Albon and Vettel going side by side there. Ricciardo has lost out a lot in this. I mean, not too surprised considering he now has front wing damage here. Let's see if Vettel can go right around the outside of Albon. It's very close, very tight. Albon, though, just manages to squeeze him out here. And he does move into P9, but can Vettel still get back up the inside into the left hander? Yes, he can. The German making his way through the pack, and he does manage to get ahead of Alex Albon. A beautiful move here by the German driver here. Let's see if Ricardo is going to bail into the pits here, or if he'll stay out. It's going to be hard to turn. Nope, he is coming into the pits. Please nobody crash into him. Luckily, he does manage to get in cleanly here. Nobody else is involved in that incident here. Can Albon try to get past Sebastian Vettel here again? Of course, the Williams, not the greatest car. Neither is the Aston Martin. But who knows what we got here. There's a bit of a slide there from Albon. Probably taking a bit too much curb there for his liking, as Zhou Guanyu is trying to get past the Williams of Nicholas Latifi here. Zhou's on the soft tires, interestingly. And I think he might be doing too soft as he gets down the inside and gets up into P13. Lap 16 there, and Lando has now come into the pits. He's decided to come in. That means we are going to be leading the Grand Prix. What a sight to see here at the Red Bull Ring as Lando comes in. Medium tires off, hard tires on. There's a bit of a problem though for the back left there, as Ocon also gets, Alonso gets a stop, Hamilton gets a stop there as well. Not the most ideal there for the Papaya team there, as I think that's Albon getting a stop as well. Medium tires off, hard tires on, and he should be good to go for the rest of the race, as we now see Zhou Guanyu, Mick Schumacher, and Valtteri Bottas going side by side by side. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 3. On the inside goes Zhou Guanyu. On the outside there goes Valtteri Bottas. He actually gets a supreme drive off that turn there. Beautiful move there by the Finnish driver. And now nearly, Schumacher nearly runs straight into the back there of Zhou Guanyu. There's a bit of carbon fiber falling off though. Wonder who that's all about, but we are going to be coming in this lap though to change off from the medium compounded tires to the hard compounded tires. As Sainz, I'm pretty sure, will follow us in, as well as does Esteban Ocon there. Perez takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Pocher will be following us in as well, I think, as Vettel also maybe might come into the pits here, as well as a bunch of others are now peeling their way into the pits there, as, oh jeez, every time they go past, I almost feel they're going to crash into each other. Anyways, Lando Norris is now up behind the other Haas there of, oh, actually not the other Haas, the Haas, I should say, of Mick Schumacher. Can he get ahead here? Yes, he can. So Lando is going to maintain that position ahead of us. And you might have noticed that Sainz has jumped us in the pit lane. Not the most ideal, I'll admit, but we carry on as, oh, jeez, Sainz nearly runs straight into the back of his Spaniard compatriot, Fernando Alonso. But yeah, we had a problem with one of our tires there in the pit lane there, and that allowed Carlos Sainz to get past us. But let's see if Sainz will get back at Fernando Alonso here, side by side down the hill towards turn 4. Alonso covers the inside line, and he does manage to maintain P6 right now. Bottas, Gasly, and Schumacher, I think, are still to pit here. So once they pit, pretty much Alonso will inherit net, I think, P2. Sorry, P3, because Lando right here, he's in P5 here. Can Lando make a move potentially then on Mick Schumacher? Don't think so. But Sainz is right on the tail there of the Alpine then of Carlos Sainz. He's going to have a good run on him as they now make their way towards turn 1 here. Sainz on the inside. Norris on the inside. It's going to be 2x2 into turn 1 here. Norris on the inside. Schumacher on the outside. Ocon on the outside. Sainz on the inside. But Sainz gets the worst drive. Schumacher comes back at Lando Norris. Let's see who's going to win out this duel. Schumacher just gets ahead there, but it's not going to be for much longer, as now Norris will try once again. You can see we have actually caught this group now because they've been squabbling so much. Norris on the inside, Schumacher around the outside, bit of contact made. That's going to slow us up massively. You can see us in the background. There we are here. Sainz. There is Sainz POV. You can see us steaming up the inside here. Let's see if we can make this work. It's going to be 3 wide, 5 of us in one space car. Down the inside we go. Big lock up there. Big amount of contact with the Haas of Mick Schumacher. You saw that happening. Bottas and Gasly go side by side. Safety car has now been called out. I'll put my hands up. That was, yeah, not the most ideal. Schumacher apparently is in position, but he's not really doing much of that though. I'm not actually noticing that. I never actually noticed he was well, I never noticed that, and now he got a 5-second time penalty because of that. Sorry, Schumi. But, yeah, F1's a cruel sport. Anyways, then, Schumi had to pit for front wing damage. That puts him down in P17. So now that puts us up, then, in P3. Back to the podium position. Obviously, Gasly is still to pit. I think he may have started on the soft compounded tires, or he's probably doing a 2-star from medium, soft. So who knows? But anyways, Perez leads the way then from Gasly, from us, Norris, Alonso is in 5th. Albon was in 5th. Oh my goodness, I would be so shocked there. Sainz in 6th, Ocon in 7th, Hamilton is in 8th, Porsche is running in 9th, still pretty strong there from our teammate. Bottas in 10th, Albon 11th, Stroll 12th, Ricardo is down in 13th, Vettel 14th, 15th is Nicholas Latifi, Joe, Schumi, Russell, and Madison rounding out the order so far. Haas not having a great day. I'm at 17th and 19th here, and this could be an important race for us. We could easily get back some points from Haas after that retirement at Silverstone. Obviously, fingers crossed that we don't have a retirement here at Austria. This would be a great opportunity to get some great points and our first podium of the series as well. In Season 1, let me remind you, this is still Season 1. So this is some incredible scenes I am seeing here in the Austrian Grand Prix. But I must say, Austria, definitely a race that could spice things up. Maybe not in real life, but definitely in the game with the AI, especially with them constantly crashing in the pit lane. There is obviously the chance that you might see some action here as we move on to lap 22 then. And we still continue with the safety car stint here. And yeah, this could easily help us get to the end of the race then on these hard compounded tires. But it does benefit Perez as well. Remember, Perez, he pit from like lap 9. So he has been on these tires for almost like 15, 16 laps, or pretty much 15, 16 laps here. So yeah, he's going to have a bit of work to do if we have these fresh tires behind. Lap 23 then, and the safety car is coming in this lap. Perez will lead the way. And yeah, Birdman will drive into the pit lane for the 3rd straight time this race. Gasly's in 2nd. We are going to follow him in 3rd place here as we take back control from the AI right about now here.
Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature. Remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Well, okay, I was going to ask about the vehicle condition there, but apparently we can. As you can see, absolutely overloaded with fuel. Too much fuel if you ask me there. Anyways, here we go. Back to green flag racing. Around the Red Bull Ring. Gasly did not get a good start, I'll admit. Let's see if we can pick him up. I don't think so as we head into turn 1 here. Let's just try to settle down. But luckily on the next lap here, we can see we are gaining on Gasly. Bit of a snap of oversteer there. And we have a good run, as you can see. Alonso getting past Carlos Sainz again. Let's see if we can get a move there. On Gasly is going to give us a squeeze. Nearly banged tires there as we now make our way towards turn 3 here. Us on the outside. Gasly goes down the inside. Can we swing the momentum run? Yes, we can. It's a beautiful move there. Use a bit of overtake here. And that moves us up into P2. Can Lando pick up the pieces of the scrap as well? I don't think so there. As down there we see Magnussen and Russell going wheel to wheel here. Again, Mercedes not having a great weekend. Haas not having a great weekend here. So let's see if Russell can get back down the inside. It's going to be very, very, very close. But he does have the inside line, which is crucial for that corner. And he does get up into P18. Fighting for the wooden spoon there. Anyways, Lando and Gasly going side by side into the right-hander here. That McLaren's got some pretty decent straight line speed into the right-hander here. And Lando does get up into P3. It's 3 wide there as Hamilton has a broken front wing. The weekend just goes from bad to worse there for the Mercedes team. Don't know how he got that much damage. That is not going to promote everyone up pretty much another position here. Going to put Albon in 9th, Ricardo in 10th there as Porsche. He's in the pit lane. Where did you trip up, man? Come on. We need you for these points, bro. Come on. Can't let this happen as we see Schumacher absolutely blitz through Lance Stroll. But now Vettel, his old pal, is not making things easy. It's going to be 3 wide into the right-hander momentarily there. Vettel, though, does manage to get the drive around the outside here. And Stroll is the one that's pretty much left out to dry there. Can Schumi get a good run on Sebastian Vettel, getting a nice helicopter view here. Around the outside, can he hold it? No, he cannot here. Vettel just about maintains P12 here. As up ahead, we do manage to catch this fight here. Bottas is in 7th. Maybe he needs to pit. I'm not 100% sure. He did make a bit of hefty contact there with Hamilton's front wing. No, it's actually, sorry. It's Ocon that needs to probably make a pit stop as well. Yeah, Ocon is pulling to the left-hand side. Please nobody make contact whatsoever. Luckily, they keep out of harm's way. Ocon's down into the turn. That's going to promote Alex Albon to 8th place there, as now Alonso is going to try to get past Pierre Gasly. Gasly on those old tires. He's struggling. He's struggling a lot there. As Sainz, they thought about going on the inside. Gasly shut the door pretty much just in time there. But Sainz, round the outside, gets the move done. And he's now up into P5. Nearly goes deep though, but just about to manage to hold out the position.
Okay, stand by. We see a problem our end and we're looking into it.
No, Mark, no, Mark, please. Mark, no. We cannot possibly have an engine failure here, bro, please. We are running in P2 in the Austrian Grand Prix. This is the perfect time to take points out of our competitors, Haas. This is the perfect time to get our first podium in this career mode series. This is the perfect time for you to be quiet, say that it is not an issue, or that the issue will be resolved. Please no engine failure. I am begging you, Mark.
Okay, looks like a mechanical failure. We're going to have to ask you to find a safe spot to retire. Sorry about that, mate.
Great.
Again, find somewhere safe to stop. We need you to retire.
Great. Absolutely wonderful. I don't know what to say. It's just great. I mean, that's really the only word I have in my mind. Great. Thanks a lot. We have just retired from P2 in the grid. I don't know what to say. I really don't. What a waste of a podium, honestly.
So as they climb out of the car, the Red Bull team are ready and waiting to celebrate a thoroughly deserved win. Tell me, Anne, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
But they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
So, congratulations to Sergio Perez for winning the Austrian Grand Prix there. We should have been up there. But of course, it was just not meant to be because our engine just blew up. Very, very nice. Sainz and Lando complete the podium there. Good old Carlando finishing out the podium. I don't know how Sainz managed to get on the podium, to be honest. He made so many mistakes during this race. Very surprised. Lando getting a nice podium. Good for him. Very happy for him.
So let's have a look then.
Not very happy for us, though.
So let's discuss
that was a
Who would you say is a
huge
for
opportunity
driver of the day?
Nicholas
us
Latifi gets my vote
to
today.
get
It's time to check
some
out
big
the constructors'
points.
standings. The lead at the top comes down
And
after a
it
strong
just didn't
weekend
happen.
from the challenging
And
pack.
Pocher
Meanwhile,
doesn't
good
help
work from
matters
Aston Martin
either,
this weekend.
because he
Pushed
finished dead
themselves
last out of
further
all
up
the
the
runners.
Been an absolutely wild weekend
What
of
the heck,
Formula 1
man?
action. Can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, we are now pulling away. We are now falling behind Haas and AlphaTauri as well. Great stuff. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy it, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel here. A painful race and a glitchy screen to go with it, along with it as well. Anyways, I will see you guys for the next episode for the French Grand Prix. Goodbye, everyone.